Hello. So, okay, last night I got fucking 9 hours sleep. That's chill as hell. Um, yeah, so I slept well, woke up naturally, kind of. Um, uh, um, I did like listen to podcasts like straight away while I was eating my breakfast, but I did eat a healthy breakfast, right? Right? And I had an apple with peanut butter. Again, it's my favorite. And yeah, I guess I do get overwhelmed when I listen to too much or consume too much media, and I feel happier when I don't. Anyway, so then I am I did like 10 minutes of stretching, like yoga, and then I turned on the immersion heater for bath, and then I used a different app that's not Youper called Mood Notes to track my mood, and I prefer it a lot, even though itself has its own limitations. It itself, it does the classification between, okay, so if you say that you have um you're able to pick multiple emotions, which I'm into a lot, and uh what else? What do I like about it? Well, it's nice. The font is nice. The graphic design is nice. Um, and it talks you through the thinking traps like twice. Like once when you're picking them out, if you're investigating a thought, in that CBT kind of way. And then it also reminds you after you've decided to rethink your thought, it shows you them again, kind of from a different angle, and asking you to consider different possibilities, and then it asks you to rate your when you're originally picking out which emotions you have, you rate them from 0% to 100%, and afterwards it lets you rate them again. One functionality that I wish it had. What kind of mental health accountability blog is this? Anyway, one functionality that I wish it had would be to add or take away. I mean, you can take away emotions and you can rate them 0% after you've put them in there before you kind of analyze your thoughts. But I'd like if you were able to add more, because a lot of the times it's really common with me that I will feel grateful after I do it, and I wouldn't have felt that in the first place. You know what I mean? And I think I don't know. I just wish it had that functionality because it's truer. Um, I feel like I'm tracking my mood inaccurately, and I'd like to do it accurately. Oh, and then I went onto Headspace, and it was just about 2 p.m. when I did, and it was like, oh, well, it was like a few minutes too, and it said a bunch of people are going to meditate together soon, and it's, I don't know if you use Headspace, but there is something called Headspace Daily where the guy who makes it, I think his name's Andy, he will make a kind of just kind of talk. It's almost like a fucking sermon, but mainly the point of his sermon is you know, life's ambiguous, and you have the power to accept it. You know. Um. So yeah, I meditated. I think there was about 450 people meditating at the same time, and on Headspace with, I think basically most of the meditations, except for the really short ones, the ones that you do when you're in a crisis. There's an option between meditating for, is it 3 or is it 5 minutes? Up to, you can go 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and 20. And I think the one where we all meditated together, I think that was 12 minutes. Maybe it was the 10-minute version. Anyway, so I did that. And it did remind me a bit like a cult. I was like, wow, what if all these people were tuning in over the world and listening to the same words? And but then I'm like, well, I kind of agree with the message. It's not really it's not vicious. It's not violent like a lot of sermons you'd hear. I come from a Catholic country, so that's where my experience is with Topic of the day. Let's talk about smartphones, guys. Is Satan in there? Fuck knows. They don't really talk about Satan in Catholic Church. Not that I have ever recalled, anyways. So I don't know. I feel anxious and unfulfilled, like I've been unproductive. But it's my day off, I guess. I'm really tempted to go play video games. And kind of lose myself in that, but I also feel like I've already like consumed so many podcasts today, and my mind's been all over the place, and I've been on Instagram, and YouTube and stuff, and yeah, I don't know, boys. I don't know at all.